Our ancestors fought for independence as kings, but they came back as presidents. They were told that republics are better than the kingdoms, and that is why they discarded customary law through the window and invited civil and common law through the door. They were told that democracy is better than monarchy, and that is the reason why you see every clown admiring the crown, so that we have them seated on the thrones and they are so comfortable to betray and sell our land. Remember, before the white man came, we were in Africa, we were enjoying life, eating potato and palm oil, playing under the moonlight. We did not go to sit under the moonlight because we individually could not see it from our homes. It was only normal for kin to sit together and talk stories. And we were comfortable with this lifestyle. Before we knew it, he brought something he called education, which was actually indoctrination. We were given strict instructions that we are English speaking, French speaking, Spanish speaking, Portuguese speaking, or Arab speaking. Before we knew it, we became Anglophones. We became Francophones. We became Lusophones, and we became Arabophones. Before you knew it, my brother across the Mongo thinks that I'm his enemy. We started fighting one another. Oh, I remember that fateful day when blood started flowing on the streets of Bamenda, on the streets of Boya. I remember how the people of Goma have never known peace because the people of the other side think that they are their enemies because of the minerals. I remember how the borders were imposed on our people, and so that we are comfortable to be called Cameroonians, to be called Algerians, to be called South Africans, to be called Nigerians, and forgetting our Africanness. It has got to the level where since we decided to discard our cultures in favor of those of the white men, people who look like me in Azania now think that I am a foreigner when I am in Azania. And the pink people who are strangers occupy 80% of the land. And with this mental distortion with our people, it is only normal that you think that we need a psychological rebuild. Do you remember how you were being humiliated in primary school when you expressed yourself in your mother tongue? They told you that the tool to measure intelligence was expressing yourself in perfect English or in perfect French, in perfect Spanish. We came up to grow, or we grew in a society where even those who have climbed the ladder of academia will tell you that they are Anglophones, they are Francophones, they are Lusophones, they are Arabophones. You wonder why Africa is in chaos, because we lose our Africanness. We discarded everything in favor of the white man. When the Indians got their independence, the white man went to everything and they restored their culture. You wonder why India is the third most powerful economy in the world? There is this cognitive resonance that will hit you when you start listening to people talking this way, because you have to understand that the white man came here. He came with a book in his hand and he asked us to pray and close our eyes. When we closed our eyes and we opened them, he had the land and we had the Bible. And now poverty is a system that has been implanted in our society, and only collective effort can eradicate it. You were told that somehow only prayers will drive it away. Well, anyhow, it has to go away. But individually, it can't go away. They came back from the War of Independence with constitution drafted from them. They were carefully instructed to dress in suits like the white man, think like the white man, and forget how to solve African problems. And that is why some of them are very comfortable. In the 21st century, you hear about a billionaire, Bill Gates, in America, proposing contraceptives in Kenya, and a head of state is comfortable with it. Namibia is rejecting them, but Kenya is comfortable with it. You wonder why Morocco is comfortable hosting the head of the African Command that is supposed to migrate from Germany to Africa. You wonder why Kenya is comfortable hosting the headquarters of the United Nations. We know why the League of Nations was started in the first place. We know why the United Nations had to continue when the League of Nations died out. It was all about imprisoning our people. It was all about subjugating our people for the legacy of slavery and colonization to continue. So now, are we ready to go back and embrace our cultures so that we can build the Africa we deserve? You see, while the world is advancing, other civilizations are into nanotechnology, are into artificial intelligence, they are into bionics and the rest. Africans are still quarreling over imaginary lines called borders. Even when we want to have some of the best brains in the world here seated here on this continent. You want to know why? Maxwell Chikubuzu of Zimbabwe is one. His technology alone has revolutionized science to the extent that the scientific community has refused to patent his work, because should that work be patented, science will have to go back to the drawing board. The laws of thermodynamics will be dashed through the window. Now, the most embarrassing part about the whole thing is that most Africans think that the knowledge about the creator of the universe were brought to them by those who enslaved them and colonized them, without knowing that it is a common thing on the internet today that you can find the letter written to the missionaries who came before the colonizers, that was written by King Leopold II of Belgium, who told them that don't think that you are going to Africa to tell them anything about the creator that they don't already know, that these people are closer to the creator of the universe than we are. In fact, they are the direct descendants of the creator of the universe. Their most important job was to demonize our cultures. Their most important job was to make us think that calling our creator Zambe, like the way we did before they showed up, was primitive and native. That Nweko was not a name civilized enough to address our creator. Or that among the hidden one whose name is Amen in the English language and which every religion has adopted to end their prayer with, was not good enough. And now we thought that Chukutu should not be good for us. We thought that Ifa should not be good for us. Need I remind you that the people of Haiti used Ifa and Voodoo to fight Britain, France, and the USA combined, and they won it, and they were the one who showed the light of true African sovereignty, or true sovereignty of the black people, before the revolutions of independence started in Africa. You have to understand that should you continue opening the pages of history, anything the white man told you, especially the history that you wrote, you have to go to the opposite direction. And that is only when you will find true knowledge. This will have to knock you off the bird. At some levels, we shall meet at the top and converge and understand. You see, one of the most disturbing things about us Africans is the fact that it is very difficult to convince an African man that they have been deceived than deceiving them into believing a lie.